Here is your WSIC community calendar. Asheville native Kanan Cox is performing Friday, August 25th at Kane Center for the Arts. Get your tickets while they last. Show starts at 8 p.m. Visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Want to showcase your music skills? Richard's Coffee Shop and Military Museum in downtown Mooresville has their music jam sessions every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to noon. Richard's Coffee Shop, located in downtown Mooresville. For more info, visit welcomevets.com. Ever dreamed of seeing Freddie Mercury and Queen live? Absolute Queen, a Queen tribute, will be playing at Boatyard Eats in Cornelius Friday, August 18th. Tickets are $20 online. Enjoy live music and at a fun venue. Absolute Queen, Friday night at Boatyard Eats in Cornelius. To buy tickets, visit boatyardlkn.com. Ever wonder what Mooresville was like in 1873? The historic downtown walking tour is a self-guided tour that will take you on a stroll through Mooresville's past to learn about the history of the town. Featuring 18 stops, the tour begins and ends at the corner of Main Street and Center Avenue. It should take 1 hour to complete. For more info, visit downtownmooresville.com. What would it be like to play glow stick bingo? Come check out the Bingo Glow Party at the Statesville Civic Center. Tuesday, August 22nd, doors open at 6 p.m. All games will be played under blacklight. Glow stick bingo at the Statesville Civic Center. For more info, visit civiccenter.statesvillenc.net. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay mostly sunny, but we do have a 40% chance of a thunderstorm. High of 93. Tonight, chance of thunderstorms still likely. A partly cloudy evening with a low of 75 in the morning. On Tuesday, it's going to be mostly sunny. Showers in the afternoon and a high of 92. Tuesday night, chance of thunderstorms, partly cloudy and low of 65. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
The Ugly Antenna is bringing back old technology to help those without a streaming provider to watch up to 50 channels absolutely free. The Ugly Antenna is not the big, unsightly outdoor antenna of the past. It's new technology that is connected to your TV inside your home. You can get your Ugly Antenna by calling 704-682-1755. The Ugly Antenna isn't really all that ugly. Call 704-682-1755 to get yours today. That's 704-682-1755 for the Ugly Antenna.
Community Centered continues now. Here's your host, Hope House Executive Director, Debbie O'Hanley, on the new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back, listeners. You're listening to Community Centered, and I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my hostess, Margi Kyle. I understand, Margi, we have a caller. I'm so excited.
Of course we do.
Caller. Go ahead, Bill. Hello, caller?
Oh, dear. She'll call back.
We lost our caller. Darn it. Okay, Margi, take it from here.
Well, it is truly an honor to introduce a friend and a healer, Dr. Lexi Lain. We were at a convention, as I said before, and I thought, I need to go and meet her and figure out what you're all about. And you really are about taking that spark and putting it back in the lives of women. But you also had a new definition for the word of the day.
Oh, the attender. Well, maybe. So it was about, you said dividing, right? And
it means to tear apart.
And to tear apart. And sometimes we need to tear things apart in order to build it back, but in a different way that is stronger, better, and more resilient. And so I think about us as Lego or a Jenga tower. If anybody plays Jenga, this is my favorite example. is that those Jenga tower blocks, okay, you've got this one structure, but it falls down, but the little pieces, the blocks, they never change shape. So that's like you.
Yeah.
That's your character. That's who you are as a person. And the blocks never change. But you can change the shape of the structure to make it fit you. So basically, in a Thunder, maybe there's parts that do need to be disassembled in our lives that may not have been working for us optimally. And that disassembling and that tearing apart might be an opportunity to bring it back together to make it better.
And I think with COVID affecting everybody, that everybody did get torn apart in one way or the other. And that's what you're trying to do, is to give a method and some methods on how to build yourself back up in a much better position and much better way.
Yes.
I love that explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my life's work, right? Working with the folks that I work with at Hope House. So for me, I'll be using that, and I will think of you
Oh, thank you.
every time I use it, and I will give you credit for that, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So Dr. Lexi Lain.
Yeah.
It's a
How-
superhero.
Yeah, right? So how did you get started in this?
Sure. So when I started my undergrad, I got sick, and it was a misdiagnosis and wrong pharmaceutical, and I had an adverse drug reaction, which was pretty scary. And through that experience, basically I fell into naturopathic medicine and became a naturopathic doctor. And then as I set sail to North Carolina, set up my practice, life was great. And then lovely pandemic came and shook everything up. So
Yeah.
I really took that time because I was the burnt out health professional myself. And so I was really meditating and reflecting on this idea of, wow, these are really dark times, but there's also light within that too. And when we're in these really challenging moments, you have to take care of yourself. Like, you really got to step up to the plate. And so I thought, there's gonna be so many people in a dark moment in their life, and sometimes life can pull a rug out from under your feet.
Yes.
And how do you put yourself back together? How do you go back into your own light in the midst of maybe a rather dark time?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the empowerment, and that's the hope that lives within us always. And so that's kind of where it all started and evolved. And I do believe in naturopathic medicine, and so I braid that into helping people, educating them out of a stressful, challenging moment and getting their energy back, and really helping to teach them, hey, this is how you take care of yourself. And it's an exciting journey for sure.
And it's a lot of work too.
Oh, well, yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's not easy.
I mean, you do not sit still.
No, I
You're
don't.
either on a bike or a marathon or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I can thank maybe my mother for that. Probably my dad too. I was raised where it was sinful to sit.
Mm.
I'm sure people can identify with that, where, I don't know, that it was just this messaging, like, an idle mind is a
Mhm.
dangerous place, So it was kind of drilled into us to always be active. Now, I will say, hyper busy is not healthy.
That's right.
And
There's
I
a
will
big difference.
repeat that. Hyper busy is not healthy. We do need rest and recovery. We need it in our athletics. We need it in our jobs. We need it in caring for others, that compassion fatigue.
Mhm.
Compassion fatigue can be felt in any nonprofit organization, in any sort of volunteer organization, health professionals, teachers, caregivers. And so we do need these moments to take a break emotionally, physically, mentally. And that's where the burnout prevention comes in. So yes,
And that was
I am
hard
active.
for a lot of people during COVID, especially.
Yes, to stop.
Well, no, to be productive, because we couldn't get out like we used to and do things. And if you're a very people-oriented person, it
Mhm.
was hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a challenge for everybody. Everybody has their own COVID story, right? And
Yes.
I wonder, of the listeners out there, how many of them are thinking, well, did I rebuild, or did I stand still, or did I get up and move or try something different? I know there's a lot of people that did things differently during that time because we were forced to, right? Out of necessity. I know, for one, my husband stopped traveling, and we'll be married 40 years in September. And we've spent our entire married life with him traveling, which has saved my marriage. And I remember one day during COVID, I called my daughter and I was inside our attic and I was whispering, and she said, "Why are you whispering?" I said, "I don't want your father to know where I am because we're spending so much time together in COVID." So I think we all had to learn something new and had to, like that Jenga you're talking about, right? Reshape ourselves and
Yeah,
figure it out.
I don't think there's a person who survived it, I hope, that hasn't tried. I love your website because you're doing so many wonderful things.
Thank
And
you.
I would, at the end, I'd love for you to share it. Um, One of the things I was reading the other night was 5 breakthrough strategies to get unstuck and out of a burnout.
Yes, yes, and so you were reading that off of my website.
I was.
Yeah, yeah. So, with the getting unstuck, we can feel stuck in our chaos sometimes, and that's a place of stuckness is kind of hopelessness. We can feel that way, and so you're never stuck, really. There's always solutions. And that's where the hope and the empowerment is. And so getting unstuck is really, well, so the course, I start people out with what is called finding your North Star. And finding your North Star is about building you back up. And so reminding you about, you're a pretty cool person. And we take these highlight moments of your life and these lower moments and we say, who are you in these peak moments? When are you really, really proud of yourself? And we'll actually make you think back as far back as high school. Going further than that's too far, but high school's okay. But 3 moments that you are so proud of yourself and just write them down. And then what was it that you had to do? Who did you have to be in order to make that thing happen? Whether it was becoming a clinician or setting up your foundation or writing the book, or maybe you won the national championship, celebrating and acknowledging those wins. And then out of that, we start to identify characteristics. And when we can reflect back on, oh, these are things that I actually like about myself. And it's stuff that's already happened, so you can't argue with it because our brains will love to go into that negative thinking and that I can't, or I won't, or I'm not good enough, the self-limiting belief. So this is an exercise to really, A, remind you how great you are, B, rekindle what you love, and then C, challenge those self-limiting beliefs to say, hey, you know what, you can, you are worth it, and every day is a fresh start. So as we're taking you through the journey, we then go into health goals and how to feed your body, get it moving, and all that. So it's bridging biology and physiology with a little bit of psychology. So that's how I get people unstuck.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I have been proud to say that I don't think I've ever really been depressed, but I don't know what that looks like or feel. Can you sort of go into like stress, anxiety, depression? What are the differences?
Sure. Okay. So I will. I'll say. Okay. I'm not a psychologist and I'm not a licensed counselor, so I'm just going to put that out there.
Sure.
All right. So stress, I can say, is an external thing that is happening to you.
Okay.
Okay. So that can be stress from work, pressures, things like that. Exercise. So stress is an external happening. With the stress, when it's on our bodies, emotionally, we might have a reaction to it, whether it's fear. Stress can make people feel anxious, which the anxiety is coming from a fear of failure, fear of not good enough, or whatever it is. Can I complete the tasks? If they can't complete the tasks, if they can't keep up, then there's going to be this depression, this sadness, this, I am not good enough. I can never keep up. I'm so exhausted. I'm not who I used to be. So that can be, we're going to call that a downer kind of state, a melancholic, a slowing down, kind of the blues. Anxiety is going to be more that heightened, nervous kind of state, racing heart, panic. And stress, these external factors can swing people either into anxiety, into depression, or both.
We're going to have to take a break, but
Yeah.
hold that thought.
When we come back, I'm hoping you have a solution to
Okay.
those
Yes.
things.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm hoping that we can do that. You're listening to 105.9
There's more
WSIC.
community-centered with Hope House Executive Director Debbie O'Hanley on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Local news and weather now on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC. News, talk, now.
I'm Mike Jackson, WSIC News. As children across Mecklenburg and Iredell counties head back to school, the Department of Health and Human Services is reminding families to get their kids' vaccines up to date. Vaccine-preventable diseases such as meningitis, measles, whooping cough, and others are still seen across North Carolina. And 2 people were killed after a family of 3 was walking home when they ran out of gas early yesterday morning. Jeffrey McKay, who was driving a North Carolina Department of Adult Correction vehicle, struck and killed the family's 17-year-old boy. Chad Woods, the boy's father, then pulled out a gun and shot the driver, killing him. Woods faces second-degree murder charges. Now sports with Joe Berg.
Lots of NFL signings yesterday. Zach Martin ends his holdout with a 2-year deal with the Cowboys. Zeke Elliott signs with the Patriots. And Dalvin Cook signs a 1-year contract with the New York Jets.
WSIC weather, mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms today. The high 92 and a heat index at 104. Mostly cloudy, chance of more rain tonight and a low of 66. Sunshine returns for Wednesday, the high 85. Then more sun on Thursday with a high of 87. Mike Jackson, WSIC News.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive. Whatever the season is, Randy Marion service departments have you covered. Come see us today because, folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way and we do service the King of Price way.
King of Price, RandyMarionStatesville.com.
If you need home medical equipment, call Lowry Drug in Statesville. We have everything you need in stock, including portable oxygen concentrators, CPAPs, masks, lift chairs, wheelchairs, scooters, hospital beds, supplies, and anything else you need. Get it when you need it. Check out LowryDrug.com or call 704-873-2247. Lowry Drug, your hometown store since 1959 across from Iredell Memorial Hospital. We are worth the drive. Come see us.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. Are you aware that if Social Security were taken off the table, only 4 of every 100 Americans would be financially stable at retirement age? That means 96% of retirees today are being underserved by their financial advisor. How will it affect your financial plans if tax rates go up? What if you had a plan that could potentially get you to the 0% tax rate after you retire? Has your advisor ever talked to you about this? Wouldn't you like to keep more of what you've accumulated and not go backwards every 5 to 7 years? Well, I want to tell you about my friends at Navstar Financial Planning in Lake Norman. Their process is designed to accomplish these goals and more. Their mission is to protect the wealth of hardworking Americans. And my good friend Larry Jones is a fiduciary and member of the Financial Planning Association. You can reach Larry at 704-663-7482. That's 704-663-7482.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
It's community centered with Hope House Executive Director Debbie O'Handley on the new 1059 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back, listeners. I think we found our caller. Hope has called us. Hope, what do you have to say? Hello, Hope? Are we without hope?
We're
Not
never
for
without
long.
hope.
No,
for
good
long.
answer, Dr. Lexi. Good answer. We lost Hope again. Darn it. Hope had something important she wanted to say. So hopefully before the show is over, we will get to hear again from her. You are listening to 105.9 WSIC, and your hostess today is Miss Margi Kyle with Little Smiles, who is interviewing and speaking with Dr. Lexi Lain. Take it away, Margi.
Well, we were talking about stress, anxiety, and depression.
Yes. Yes. And the differences between them and how do
Yes.
you know? And, so I guess to just summarize again, if you're feeling depressed, it's going to be more of almost like a slowing down. You're losing interest. You don't want to do anything. There's kind of this lack of motivation and a heaviness, I'll say.
Okay.
Whereas anxiety is going to be more just the opposite of that. Like this is, super crazy and, racing hard and like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up. And they're talking really fast. And then you're just kind of feeling this energy. So, but it's not a good energy. It's kind of a chaotic energy. And so anxiety and depression can be seen as kind of a mixed presentation when people are feeling this over stress. So stress is this overwhelm, this exhaustion. So burnout is really an extreme expression of stress. So stress is good. That's how we get stronger. That's how we get better at something. So a little bit of stress and over a long period of time is fine. That's good. Like we want to stress our muscles and our bones to build them up. But it's when it becomes too much where let's just pretend like we are holding a weight and we're holding it out for too long. Eventually you're going to get to muscle failure because you can't hold out this water bottle, which is light, but if you keep holding it out and you don't put it down, your arm starts to shake and jostle and it'll feel super heavy. That would be a physical expression of what maybe burnout physically would look like.
Okay.
So imagine that emotionally. What does that look like? Well, emotional burnout is where you all of a sudden you get apathetic. You feel nothing. It's like you get to this place of, I just feel nothing. I feel absolutely nothing. And when you're in that state, that is an extreme expression of an emotional burnout because you're literally just shut down. And then there's steps to get you to that place.
And you do have courses and
yes,
a lot of information to help people take
right.
them through.
So the idea is as the clinician, it's well, number one, when you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're screening them to see, okay, is this course the right fit for you or do you need higher interventions? And to decipher that and say, actually, we're going to refer you out because you need additional help. The courses can certainly be useful. But for some people, the course is plenty, and so, and it's really about how to self-regulate and manage the emotion or manage the stress and learning how to say, okay, I might need to say no to this because I'm saying yes to too many things. Or I might, as a caregiver, as a sandwich generation where you're taking care of kids and parents, well, where are you going to schedule in the time where you actually take the break? That's very hard to convince somebody that they really, truly need that. So anyways, there's so many layers to this. But what I will say is that the course is going to take people through a little bit of that process as well as here's how you take care of yourself.
See, I think men generally can go and play a round of golf and get rid of their stress, whereas women keep thinking, well, I really shouldn't go play tennis. I've got this to do, that
That's
to do.
right, because they're the maternal, taking care of everybody else. So that's the trap is.
And I have learned that if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of anybody.
Yes. So here's the thing. If you are the leader of your ship or the helm of the household or you're taking care of everybody else, If let's just liken you or parallel you to a pilot of a plane. If the pilot breaks down, passes out, can't go on any further, the plane goes down, pilot's out, right? So if the leader of the pack goes down, the pack goes down with him. So you have an ethical obligation as a health professional to take care of yourself, but you have this moral obligation to take care of yourself if you want to be the best mom, if you want to be the best dad that you can possibly be, a best version of yourself. So in our choices, first thing I want to give you solution-wise is asking a basic question. What do you need right now? A basic need. Did you feed yourself? Did you water yourself? Did you get hydrated? Have you seen the sun today? Have you actually taken 5 deep breaths? What do I need right now? That's a very, very simple question to ask in a moment when you're just in a chaos and
that makes you stand still and think.
It makes you stand still and think. And then you can go to some basic needs, and then that's the first step. And then once you then begin to have that as kind of a habit, then you can go on to some next layers. And the courses are definitely there on offering for people.
Okay.
Now, are they self-regulated, so you can take them when you can fit them in?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. So on drlexilain.com, there's a questionnaire, and it's a stress intensity index. And that stress intensity index will actually help to see how stressed are you, and is it really impacting your health?
Okay.
And it's a simple, 10 questions, super easy. It's through Jotform, so it's kind of a funny little upload, but that's like the first thing. And then you get to an ebook. Now, when you go into my website and you find the blogs, there's going to be a section for courses, and there you're going to find the Get Your Spark Back for Professionals, which is a 5-day mindfulness journey. And it's free. It's a module that's self-paced, and it's asking the question, where is your energy going? And how are you replenishing your energy? And each day you have simple tasks. So one of the tasks might be, hey, what are you actually doing right? Let's celebrate that. And then one day might be, when have you actually told your child, good job, I really love it when you do this thing. And you do it really well. Or a husband or a spouse. I really love it when you put your shoes away, so I don't have to trip over them. Maybe don't make it sarcastic, but, but it's actually like a thank you, a genuine thank you. So each day there's some different tasks that you're going to go through, and it's free. But the 5 days is there to just say, you know what, hey, let's be mindful about where your energy is, where it's going and where it's coming from, and it starts that conversation. And those are all free to the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a gift.
What was the name of that website again?
So drlexilain.com, so that's my name. And there is where the courses are, and then that stress intensity index. And if you are a health professional listening in, there's actually a 5-day course for doctors and health professionals specifically, because that's a different conversation.
Yes.
But I have put that there as well as a tool, and it's their own self-paced 5-day.
Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wonderful resource for us. Can you spell Lexi Lain for us?
Yes. Lexilain.
Ah, I'm glad
so
I
it's
asked.
Shakespearean. It's an old English. It's not Lain, Lane. It's Lain.
I'm really glad I asked because I
Yes.
would have been Googling and not found you, or something else would have come up. So that's awesome
Yes.
to know that.
Lex Luthor, Lois Lane, that's, I left my cape at home, so don't, I won't be jumping off any buildings.
Oh, good. That's
no,
nice
and
to know.
flying, and jumping up and flying, you see.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
But, I think it's so important for people to get back in touch with themselves, because I think we're so used to maybe going at a certain pace.
Yes.
That we may not even know we're doing a burnout or that we are stressed out.
Right.
And you need to take that 5 minutes, as you say, to stop and say, have I had water today?
Yep.
Like I did the other day, I went, I am so dizzy, I don't know why. Well, I didn't even finish my coffee, which is not water.
Right. And I just want to hydration. Okay, here's the thing. Why do we not swim in a lightning storm? Because we'll get electrocuted, because electricity travels fast through water. What's electrical in our bodies? Our brains, our nervous system. Wow. Right?
Yeah.
And when you hydrate, that means that your brain's going to work better, your joints are going to feel better, and that's So key. So I know you might be, oh, hydration, geez. That's why. In our joints, there's synovial fluid. It's fluid, it's water.
We're going to talk when we come
hydrate.
back.
We're
about
talking with
other
Dr.
things.
Lexi Lain.
Sounds good.
More of Community Centered with Hope House Executive Director Debbie O'Handley is coming up on the new 1059 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Asheville native Kanan Cox is performing Friday, August 25th at Cain Center for the Arts. Get your tickets while they last. Show starts at 8 p.m. Visit cainarts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Want to showcase your music skills? Richard's Coffee Shop and Military Museum in downtown Mooresville has their music jam sessions every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to noon. Richard's Coffee Shop, located in downtown Mooresville. For more info, visit welcomevets.com. Ever dreamed of seeing Freddie Mercury and Queen live? Absolute Queen, a Queen tribute, will be playing at Boatyard Eats in Cornelius Friday, August 18th. Tickets are $20 online. Enjoy live music and at a fun venue. Absolute Queen, Friday night at Boatyard Eats in Cornelius. To buy tickets, visit boatyardlkn.com. Ever wonder what Mooresville was like in 1873? The historic downtown walking tour is a self-guided tour that will take you on a stroll through Mooresville's past to learn about the history of the town. Featuring 18 stops, the tour begins and ends at the corner of Main Street and Center Avenue. It should take 1 hour to complete. For more info, visit downtownmooresville.com. What would it be like to play glow stick bingo? Come check out the Bingo Glow Party at the Statesville Civic Center. Tuesday, August 22nd, doors open at 6 p.m. All games will be played under blacklight. Glow stick bingo at the Statesville Civic Center. For more info, visit civiccenter.statesvillenc.net. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I'm Nick Rice with your WSIC forecast. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, it's going to stay mostly sunny, but we do have a 40% chance of a thunderstorm. High of 93. Tonight, chance of thunderstorms still likely. A partly cloudy evening with a low of 75 in the morning. On Tuesday, it's going to be mostly sunny. Showers in the afternoon and a high of 92. Tuesday night, chance of thunderstorms, partly cloudy and a low of 65. I'm Nick Rice from WSIC's Weather Center.
Hey folks, Ryan Scott here, Randy Marion Chevrolet Estates. So let me tell you about the summer sales event going on. I tell you, Silverados, Colorados, we have got them discounted during this event. It is hot outside. The deals are even hotter at the Chevrolet store in Statesville. If you haven't seen the new Colorado, folks, you owe it to yourself. Come check that truck out. Take it home today. Come see the Silverado, whether it's a crew cab, double cab, regular cab, we got them in stock. Four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, pick the trim, take it home today. Your dealer is Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, right on I-40.
Now more Community Centered with Hope House Executive Director Debbie O'Handley on the new 1059 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back, listeners. You're listening to Community Centered, and I'm your host with my friend Margi Kyle, Debbie O'Handley. Now we're going to try to find Hope. Hope, are you our caller?
Yeah, I've been trying to call in a little bit. I need to make it quick for you.
Okay, what you got, Hope?
Yes. Okay, first of all, you already know my name's Hope. I got some healing to send you. Anything I say is about survival, not to get sympathy. But first off, I first moved to North Carolina. I said, why am I here? And I was having a conversation with God. He said, you're here to heal. I acronymed that word, and that is to be happy, every day, always loving.
Say that again. Hope, can you say that again slower?
Oh, sure. The acronym I created with God for HEAL is to be happy, every day, always loving.
Aww.
If we can keep it in our soul to run that energy, then as we comb through society, we're creating a healing, which is happy, every day, always loving, intending new growth. Everything you ladies have been speaking of as being a person grown up, the name of hope, you get like accidental hope that you give people all the time. You have no choice. You guys are right on the dot. It's everything. Now, when this whole COVID conversation, I'm building up from almost dying. I was almost one of the people that died alone. And I had a conversation with God then. I said, I'm going to sleep or I'm going to die tonight. And he showed me my entire nervous system lit up. And I thanked him for letting me see what it would look like before you die, but I didn't. I need to meet you ladies, and I'm going to come to your event tonight. If you could please say the details at the end of the show, I truly appreciate it.
Hope,
I may have met one of you once.
thank you for your call. You have been amazing, and I implore you to look up Dr. Lexi Lane's website and see if there's some resources on there. But thank you for your gift, and God bless you. That was amazing. Thank you. Margie.
Total new way of looking at hope.
I feel so empowered.
Yes.
We have hope, and thank you, Hope, for sharing your hope with us. You know, we like to say sometimes that we're a hope holder, right? And hope is just staying in joyful anticipation of what's to come. So,
Yes.
Hope, thank you for helping us to learn that we can be happy every day, always loving. Got it. Margie, take it away.
Okay, what other services do you provide?
Yes. Okay. No, I'm still stewing over the happy everyday always loving comment. And
did you want to comment on that?
I'm right now I'm processing it. So yeah, that's one of those things where after the fact, when I'm driving home, I'm gonna think of something prophetic to say, and then oh well, too late.
Well, you'll have to come back.
I'll have to put it on the comment section. That's right. That's right. Awesome. Yeah. So the other services I provide. So I am a naturopathic clinician, and so I do work with people one-on-one, and I do love speaking. So if there's a listener who like, wow, we would really like to have Lexi out for a lunch and learn or something like that, where to talk about either stress management or how to take care of yourself in a busy life. We can talk topics. So finding me on social media might be super easy too. So Dr. Lexi Lain, so again, Lexi Lain. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I do have a YouTube channel through my practice called Summit Vitality, and also Get Your Spark Back. So those are kind of the two platforms. So you should be able to find me somewhere.
Oh, she's out there.
I'm out there. So you can DM me, direct message, and just say, hey, I heard you on the radio, and we'd love to have you out to talk, and I'd love to be a speaker. And then if you're wanting a one-to-one consult, we can schedule a complimentary discovery call. But the first step, just reach out, send me a message, and we'll figure out what our next steps are from there. But yes.
So I think people who are feeling really down right now, they are not alone. There is help out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and
yes.
The first thing is just to say, man, I didn't realize how stressed out I really was. Maybe I do need to talk to Dr. Lexi Lain.
Yes. And, and again, it's counselors are booked out for a long time,
yes,
and so it's, primary care physicians are burnt out, and they're, so naturopathic doctors, medically trained naturopathic doctors, I have to emphasize, we are a resource in the community. There's not very many of us, but we are here. And so it's great to reach out. So this emphasis on stop doing it alone.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the research on isolation, like we are not intended to be isolated creatures.
That's right.
So we need social support. And there's so much on white papers and evidence-based on part of the stress management, burnout prevention, even in mental health. Depression, we want to isolate. And I just really would challenge someone to say, you reach out to someone, have a person, talk to the person, force yourself to stretch yourself. So I'm going to say stretch yourself because forcing sounds kind of not nice. So stretch yourself in the sense on go out, try to see if you can get a little uncomfortable. And then, and what I mean is putting yourself into a place on volunteering or getting in the community, just getting yourself around people.
I think once you give, you get so much back.
You can, yes. And what I'll say with that is, yes, you can, when you're giving to others, there's definitely a lot that comes back in return as far as the energy and the fulfillment and purpose. To those who overextend themselves, this was me.
She's talking to us, Debbie.
She made eye contact.
I'm scared. Actually, I was talking about myself in this. I was a hyper volunteer. I overextended myself, and I was giving so much. And it had negative implications in areas that actually really needed my attention. And so make sure your basic needs are being met and that you're not giving from an empty cup.
Mm.
So for those who are the yes people, the go, get 'ems, maybe you're the person who might need to dial back within reason. Those who don't do anything and you're isolated and you don't reach out to people, I'd highly encourage you to challenge yourself and try and reach out, because Lake Norman is full of pearls, like you two wonderful women, and all that you're doing in the community too. So we're all here.
Yeah.
So listener, no, you are not alone.
Thank
and
you,
there's
Dr.
hope
Lexi.
everywhere.
Absolutely. Can I just ask a real quick question? When you say naturopathic medicine,
Yes.
are you talking about things like essential oils and tinctures and supplements and those kind of things?
Gosh, it's such a good question. Thank you for asking that. Okay, so you'll notice I said medically trained naturopathic clinician/physician. I have a 4-year undergraduate degree in pre-med, and then I went to a 4 to 5 year medical school level in naturopathic medicine. We took board exams, we had clinical rotations. We are trained like primary care physicians. North Carolina doesn't recognize our license, so we are limited in a big, big way. So because of that, people who were not medically trained can call themselves naturopaths. And so it's really important that, number one, we're all healers. So there's that. Number two is, if you want to go to a medically trained naturopathic physician, just know where they went to school and did they do clinical rotations?
Yeah.
Did they do board exams? Because there is a big, big difference.
I bet.
Okay, so in my training, we have herbal medicine, we have nutrition, counseling, we even have naturopathic manipulation, hydrotherapy. We learn about homeopathy. Essential oils, we learned about them. It's a tool in a toolbox, but it's not the only thing.
Right.
And then we can run functional medicine testing. So we're really taking treating the person as a whole and really finding and treating the cause, using testing, not guessing, and then using the modality that resonates maybe with the clinician. Some clinicians are great herbalists. And so an herbalist, they studied plants, okay? And a nutritionist, they studied nutrition. As a naturopathic doctor, we have all these different tools under our belt, and that's kind of an umbrella term, and I hope that answers your question there.
It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Definitely somebody to know.
What a gift you are
Yes,
in our
she
community.
is. She
And
is.
Hope, if you're still listening, I hope that you can find Dr. Lexi Lain, because it sounds like she might have some, you might even just share a wonderful conversation with her, because I will tell you from my own personal experience today, she's extremely engaging and enchanting to listen to. I'm mesmerized by it. I almost missed the last break because of it. I was so engrossed in what she has.
And what was that event that you were doing this evening?
So this is actually a private event.
Oh, okay.
It's for the residents of the Hope House,
Okay. Yeah.
where we do an empowerment workshop every Tuesday night. It can be anything from Bible study to yoga to meditation to sound bowls to learning about supplements or learning about their finances. So that will be tonight at 7 o'clock. So be thinking of us. It's a powerful moment where some folks from I Shine Yoga will be there at 7, and it's a 1 hour break for the moms from their kids, and a 1 hour to just shut down and completely just take some breath.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But that's what
really
we're
wonderful.
talking about.
Yes. And so there's a study that was done on leaders. And so leaders and executives, if you're tuning in, the leaders in a medical group, whenever they were doing the research on sleep, so they were using sleep as kind of the example of self-care, but the actual paper was about how the leaders impact the team, and so, or organization. And they found that the leaders were the doctors who were actually doing self-care practices for better sleep quality. It actually positively impacted the team in that they were practicing self-care and were having better sleep as well.
Wow.
So by leading through example and setting this tone in your organization, your foundation, or even in your home, you are putting in place a foundation that people are watching you, and then you're having this positive impact. And so in organizational psychology, or even in the medical groups for physician burnout, we're talking to the leaders and saying, hey, the leaders have to use the gym. they have to use the benefits in something. And anyway, so that's all I'm going to say about that. And it's really great to see that
I
you
hope
guys are
you're
doing that.
listening, leaders in our community. You have been listening to Dr. Lexi Lain, my friend Margi Kyle, and myself, Debbie O'Hanley, on Community Centered, 105.9 WSIC, streaming live on social media.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC, Statesville.